Okay, guys, welcome to a brand new episode of WrestleSlam, the podcast brought to you by the McCo Casino Cork City and in association with SportsMatters TV. I am your host, Jerry Collin, and for the next 30 minutes, guys, we're going to bring you fresh news and much more. We're going to talk all things OTT 10th anniversary and a bit more, guys. As always, we're joined by our regulars since day one, Phil Connolly and Matt Murphy, and we will talk and guide you through what happened at OTT, the 10th anniversary. If you want to watch it on demand, OTT demand, then turn us off right now because we're going to give you the results and much more. But yet again, we're fresh off OTT. We had a great time, as always, making the trip up from Cork, and we're going to go through all the results and the matches and more in due course. But yet again, guys, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, WrestleSlam. Also, subscribe to Sports Matters on YouTube and check us out on TikTok, on Instagram, and Twitter, WrestleSlam Podcast. And you'll find all the information you need to know right there. But let's go balls deep and let's talk OTT 10th anniversary, guys. It was, beyond magic. We had so many big matches yet again, the National Stadium, Dublin. And we're going to start off with many matches, but let's go to OTT, the European title match first. Obviously, we had Adam Maxted, Corvin, Golden Boy Santos, Grado, Zarkif, and we had Charlie Sterling. And of course, Charlie Sterling has been crowned the first OTT European champion. Matt, I'm going to go to you first, my man. Let's talk about that match. It was a great match. What was your favorite part of that match? And what was your thoughts on Charlie Sterling?
Yeah, I think my favorite part was every time we just see Grado making his entrance to the ring, because just like he has one of those brings that you can have a good time seeing him. If he didn't come up to victors, he was still a highlight. But Charlie Sterling winning, obviously he's probably one of the biggest heels at the moment at OTT, just because obvious he knows how to work the Irish crowd, he knows how to work the OTT crowd. So I'm actually really delighted to see him actually winning this. I saw the interview on Instagram, and that title actually looked good on him. Like, so it fitted him really well. So it's like he said, he's been with OTT for nine years, technically 10 years if you want to be realistic, and he still hasn't held the title. So this is a good way to get people to know who he is ever since the draw, I think.
Definitely. And Phil, obviously, look, he's back from an injury. Charlie Sterling he had a massive injury, and up to that point, he was on an absolute rampage in Cork at RCW and across the country. But look, he is the real deal, Charlie Sterling. We interviewed him many years ago at the National Stadium Dublin. Might have been the third anniversary of OTT, I think, or the second. But
Yeah.
he is the real deal. Was he the rightful winner of that match?
Yeah, I think did I tip him last week? I think he was one of my tips for the match.
Yeah.
Um, this match was odd. I was going into this expecting it to be all men in the ring.
Mm.
I think I love the entrance of Grado. I just don't. I just couldn't get into it because I was expecting something else. Um,
And what were you expecting?
I was just
Was it more?
expecting six men in the ring and one pinfall. Like one, I just thought all bells glory, straight up, six men
Yeah.
fighting. But it was just like a gauntlet. So it was one man, one man, one. And I just
Mm.
thought to start the show it was a bit weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Grado's entrance is always magical.
Mm.
Um,
And I remember on the way up in the car, we were kind of predicting our first match.
yeah,
And we were kind of saying, we wouldn't have been surprised if Balor McDonough was the first match. And then, we mentioned other matches. But it was, like as you said, look, what a way to start with Grado walking to the ring and doing his thing.
crowd's
Um,
hot.
but yeah,
I think this is the most packed I've ever seen the National Stadium.
yeah, definitely,
I'm
definitely. It's
sure
always
our
packed.
usual seats were actually gone when we got in.
Yeah, they were. They were. Yeah, great match yet again.
Well,
Super packed, super packed, and we were lucky enough to get tickets. I suppose when we're buying tickets, it's you have to get them fast. You have to get them fast. But
Yeah,
congratulations to Charlie Sterling. Obviously, Adam Max did, Love Island star, and an absolute specimen. He beat him, obviously, Corbin. I was surprised how fast Corbin actually went out. Goal of
That's what I
Santos,
mean. That's
obviously,
that's what I'm saying. Like I'm surprised it wasn't all six men in the ring because that they had to speed through the pinfalls.
Yeah,
yeah,
and yeah, because I kind of was agreeing with Phil is a bit of a weird one, especially with like the lads we had on board that some of them are not even from, half of them are not even from Dublin, so Ireland. So coming into the ring only for them to get kicked out in less than a few minutes is kind of like a bit salty in some way. So like what Phil said, it was a bit weird.
Yeah, but the thing is, the
yeah,
start of the show was brilliant with the national anthem and the atmosphere there was electric.
Yeah.
Um,
yeah,
that was magical.
I,
Um,
I it was. I think it's like you said, the National Stadium was the most packed we saw.
yeah,
It's because of obvious reasons, because of a certain independent tag team that actually came in. But but it was actually class to see like just the National Stadium alive. I know that a lot of people says packed stadium isn't their cup of tea, but then again, you got to see like the dedication putting in. Like you said, the tickets sold out. I think the day after we actually ordered ours. So,
yeah, yeah,
yeah. They have to put extra ones on sale, as you've seen. The balcony
yeah.
was packed, but yeah, it was a great match. Great way to start. Obviously, the national anthem was a beautiful touch. You know what I mean? There's so many great matches. We go to the next match. Obviously, we'll talk BDE guys. Obviously, Big Bad, Dirty Nicky, Bittersweet Josh. Obviously, Corey Zero and JB there defeated Charles Crowley and the Sim. Now, BDE look impressive.
Yeah.
I must say that. Obviously, Corey Zero, she's the real deal as well. But listen, let's talk about Charles Crowley and the Sim. I did like. I like that
I
tag
love
team
a bit of
chat.
comedy and I love a bit of energy. Um,
Yeah,
the
Charles
the
Crowley looks
entrances
like a
for
guy
this
that can
was
go
brilliant.
places.
Was it?
Yeah, Charles Crowley looks like a guy that can go places too.
Oh yeah, didn't he fight Eugene last night?
Think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Uh,
yeah,
I think I like that match because I think it's kind of obvious what I'm about to say, but the Sim has such a big following behind him.
Mm.
Made sense
mm.
the titles fight. So yeah, every time you see him like in the ring as well, and with Charlie as well, you can have a great comedy match. Like
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to give props. I said this to you when we were actually in the stadium at the halftime interval, right? The Sem was walking around with his belt to
Yeah.
all the kids and all the fans getting pictures. And like there's a lot of kind of wrestlers that will be in the back for the merchandise at halftime. And if you know the area, it's quite small when you have hundreds going out there to get autographs and
Yeah.
stuff. But the Sim was walking around the stadium, and everyone was getting pictures with him. And I just have to give props to the Sim for doing that because it just goes to show that he loves it. Like they all love it, but the Sim, the fact that there was
He went
kids
the
there.
extra mile, and especially at this one because there seems to be a lot of young kids.
Yeah, which is epic. It's epic,
Although,
but the Sim.
although in saying that, I did spot some wrestling Rampage foam fingers, which was funny.
yeah,
Which is always a nice touch. That brings me back. Leon actually has one up in his room, but that brings me back. You know what I mean? To the OG days. When Joe had Bret Hart over and Scotty Too Hottie and Sabu and all these guys. But yet
I think
again,
I saw the Sim, but not before I actually picked up this sexy looking shirt. As you can see, I'm rocking OTT
Hmm.
from the merch hall. But anyway, that's just me showing off a new T-shirt, lads.
love it. I love it. So yeah, the BDE guys obviously look. Phil and Matt, they're impressive, aren't they? Big lads. Big bad dirty Nicky.
Future tag team champions.
Yeah, Bittersweet Josh, you know what I mean? They have everything about them, and that entrance was incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
It
uh,
really was.
I think that's what I always loved. Just like the big entrances. Like you can have it, like you be the greatest wrestler on the roster, and you just have like just a straightforward entrance. But if you have an entrance that drives people into it, you're gonna have a great time, like we said.
Yeah.
Definitely, definitely. The match that stole the show for me, guys, and yet again, all the matches were incredible. But I'm going to have to say, Michael Oka, and obviously, he was with Miss Blair, defeated Agel Blanc. That match for me, the money match, was incredible. And look, I'm going to give that 5 stars. That for me was the match of the night. And I just have to be honest. I think that for me was the match of the night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same, and it's because like I know Michael said, but I didn't know of him properly, and so I think it's because I had all due respect, the two wrestlers, I had a bit of a low expectations for the match. I was like, oh, this will be great, crack. But no, it did all over, just like so many moves, crowd getting into it. I'm going to say probably one of my top favorite OTT matches, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
It was just
Yeah.
because I had low expectations of seeing a match that blew you away. Like, this is something class, like, so, like you said, the money match is something else, like.
I really, really love the match. I don't like the placement of the match. I think this match should have been either first or just before the break.
Mm.
The
Yeah,
match, credit like it, Michael Aku. There's lots of rumors out there about him at the moment.
Mm.
He hasn't signed with anyone because I checked it. But the rumor is AEW want to sign him.
Yeah.
Um,
He's gone. He's
if I
gone
was him,
somewhere.
I wouldn't join AEW. If I was him, mainly
Himself
because
and Rick, himself and
sorry,
Ricochet will probably face off every week. Yeah.
well,
yeah,
there's
probably.
that, but like there's also he'll get lost in the shuffle. They've too many of the same kind of wrestlers.
Mm.
Yeah, because if you're wrestling getting well known, it's a weird time because I remember when AEW was like the hottest thing getting picked up, and everyone says, "Don't sound WWE, sound with AEW." And
Yeah,
now with everything going with AEW, everyone says, "But don't start with AEW, go with WWE." There's kind of like a bit of an awkward space. You're like,
yeah.
now talking, like, okay, which one's better? That's the only
Yeah,
thing, though.
this is probably in the top three live matches I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Live,
it's surreal.
live. Yeah. Or
Um,
something
it,
else.
it's. I'm going to make a prediction right now. These two lads. Obviously Michael's from the UK. I've had him on before actually. And obviously Mr. Blanc from France. These two lads will be wrestling in America next year, and I reckon Blanc will end up in NXT. And
He
I'm
could
not
do,
sure
yeah.
where Michael's going to end up. I don't know where Michael's going to end up, but I'm going to put money this time 12 months. Today is the 28th of October. I'm going to pull this up. In 12 months, they'll both be, with all
I
elite.
reckon Michael will be AEW because he had an amazing match with MJF recently.
Yeah, and MGF is full of praise from him too, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, And also shout out to Amira Blair as well. Obviously, she wrestled at OTT Belfast yesterday. Gone. She's obviously, I think, Michael's partner. And yeah, they're a great duo, guys. Big fans, and we wish them all the best. And look, that for me was the match of the night.
yeah.
There's no doubt about
I
it.
just really
I
wish that it had a better placement because the next two matches I thought suffered.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna miss her herself. Was like I saw her Instagram video that she came a long way working part time in boots shop. So never know.
Mm.
We can actually see in your local ads.
Yeah, she's a nice girl. Limo defeated Scotty Davis, guys. Now let's talk about that match.
This match really suffered from the last match.
Mm.
Yeah.
But this is
Um,
actually this was actually really, really good, and they worked their asses off.
Yeah, they were wrecked at the end of that match. I think they gave it all. Like Scotty Davis, like we know he's one of the pound for pound superstars in Europe, and obviously Limo is a guy there that push him really hard. He can wrestle, he can knock. He's a good guy. He was victorious, Limo, and I suppose that's big things moving forward. Now we kind of know where he's at, you know.
Yeah, I think a
Yeah,
lot of people
definitely.
were surprised with this one. Um,
Mm.
I would have thought Scotty Davis would have been a banker.
Everyone would have thought that. Obviously, after beating, sure he bought Jushin Luka Tiger too, didn't he?
Yeah, he was fighting all the big lads that came over there for a few years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Scott Davis as well. Like so in like I feel like he's one of the hardest workers in the UK scene at the moment. Like he's
Yeah,
always has been. It's just I'm not gutted that he didn't win. But yeah, like what Phil said, they just came off like a banger of a match, like so it's good to follow that, like.
Yeah. It was a good match, great entrances. Scotty's obviously, definitely pound for pound European star. But fair play to Limo, he done well. I think the year before he was with Seshmont in a match. I think they double team or something. But yeah, look, that was incredible, and congratulations to Limo and Scotty for a great match. A match I quite liked, the I Quit match, Jay versus Sammy D. I liked the way it ended, and I thought the match was great. The
Yeah,
way they kind of went around outside the ring and stuff.
yeah.
Phil, what was your thoughts on Jay beating Scotty Davis? Oh, sorry, Sammy D.
A good win for Jay. I actually we were talking about it when we were there. We're like, surely Sammy picks up the victory, but
Hmm.
no. Pleasantly surprised. The ending of this match was my favorite part.
Yeah,
Um,
well, he says, I don't give a
I
fuck.
don't give a fuck. Yeah, and then his sister was involved as well, which is Matt. You called it. You said that. Um,
Yeah, I think I said it's something very controversial with Phil, as in what if they actually Sammy wins, but he does something very controversial by bringing a family member in. So we saw the sister come in and we were like, "Oh God, what have I just
yeah,
said?"
yeah,
But yeah, like you said, I think the I Quit match was probably my top best matches of that night. I think
yeah. It was very,
Yeah,
very good. Jay's come on leaps and bounds.
he did, yeah,
he's the real deal, isn't
Yeah,
he?
and he's
yeah.
in RCW at the weekend as well, isn't he?
He
Yeah.
is, yeah.
Yeah,
So after this match, he's going to be announced to be like more bigger for those who witnessed. I
yeah,
think it's because I'm like Bret Hart in some way. I love my wrestling matches with a bit of story into it. So they
yeah.
did that so
Exactly.
well.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it was great. And that part at the end where Sammy basically quit, his legs were trapped in a ladder,
yeah,
and Jay was about to do a Shane McMahon jump from one fucking side of the ring to the next to finish him off. And
Yeah,
he quit and the match was over. And Jay goes, Sammy, I don't give a fuck.
yeah.
yeah,
That was
I thought
pretty cool.
I was going to say with JSI, I was going to say, all right, Sam, you quit, but you just knocked out my sister, and then I don't give a fuck. Fling it. That's kind of where.
Yeah,
So yeah,
that was
he pulled a John Cena on JBL. Gonna throw like the log at him. He quit. He does anyway.
that was a class moment. I really enjoyed that. Now, guys, we had a massive title change at when it comes to first of all the women's championship. It is a prestigious thing at OTT. Raven Creed defeated Session Martina, and titles changed. Now, Raven Creed is a two-time OTT champion, which is incredible for Cork. Obviously, she got the introduction in the ring. She's from Ballincollig, which is in Cork City. So congratulations to Raven Creed. Now, after the match, we believe Sesh Martina went to hospital, guys. There was a picture up on Twitter, and she's posted since that she's taking a break. So we just hope, first of all, that Sesh Martina is
like
okay. She's
I've seen the videos and it looked nasty.
Yeah, it did look nasty. It's like these things happen in wrestling. It's not the first time
Yeah,
something like this has happened. And yet again, look, well, we're massive fans of Sesh Martina. We hope she's well. We hope she has a fast recovery. She needs to be in wrestling for the next 20 years. She's got a massive future. Always has, always will. She's fundamental on the European scene. So I just hope she's okay, and I hope she's feeling a bit better. But
yeah,
the match was incredible, guys, wasn't it?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of a tough one for me, because Raven Creed, of course, but she's from Cork. She's one of our own. Cess Martha has been a fan of her. She's been around for so long. Actually, even when I was familiar with the wrestling Irish scene, the name Session Mark does come up so many times.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, like it was a great match. So I was going for Raven Creed, but if Sesh was going to win it, I was sure to be like, go on, Sesh. But like you said, I think Sesh will be taking a break. It's always been a good time because we're going into Halloween, then Christmas. So it's a good time to relax to the new year. So all the best to Sesh.
We
Jerry doesn't, Phil doesn't like partake as much. But if we were, we'll put up a can and just says "Get well, Sesh." We like to say.
It's weird though because she was injured this time last year as well.
Yeah, like
She had that
see,
serious injury with the leg.
yeah, see, I'm going to be honest, like when the match happened, I was so into the match, and then obviously then Raven put it through the table, and then I just thought like it was a normal procedure going through the table, like, but obviously I didn't see the landing because we were kind of up in
Yeah,
but obviously then she was kind of Raven was in the ring and she went up, and obviously I think Seshmart was being held. But sometimes in wrestling, I'm not trying to be rude. Sometimes in wrestling that that happens. And like you think is it a work or did something happen? Like the way they were all helping her because she went through the table. But obviously, this is legit, like, you know what I mean? And that's the thing that we found out afterwards, you know. So, I'm assuming maybe a concussion or like, you know, something maybe to the head or the back, you know what I mean? But it's not nice seeing them things happen. It happens quite a lot. That's why you should never try it at home. Because
Yeah.
wrestling it's, you know, anyone that says wrestling is fake is full of shit. Like, you know, there's real life injuries, sacrifices and stuff. And yeah, I just hope she's all right. Like, you know what I mean? Because, you know, I know we spoke to Seshma a few times there in the last couple of months, and you know, the pandemic pretty much did kind of derail her progress. Obviously, I think she signed for Ring of Honor, and that was, you know, she worked hard for that. Obviously, then she had to come home and stuff. But like Seshma. Like I'm still going to say it right now, Seshmat will be in TNA All Elite or NXT, you know, in due course. It's always going to happen. You can't stop destiny from taking place. But like, I just hope she's all right. That's all I'm saying. Do you know what I mean? I really do.
Yeah, and
I
that's
like it.
an example for when you said like taking risks, and yeah, it's always no-brainer. Wrestlers take risk every day. Sesh knows this. I think to quote a man called Simon Miller, I know I'm bringing him into it, but he said if you really want to be a professional wrestler, but you cry for 10 minutes because you just stubbed your toe, then yeah, this isn't the field for you. So the Sesh Mock, she's a badass. She always will be.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, congratulations to Raven Creed. We're looking forward to who she faces next. And who knows, will we have Raven Creed versus Becky Lynch at OTT for the OTT Women's Championship in 2025? Who
WrestleMania.
knows? Maybe Scrap Mania, maybe Local Rumble, you know, maybe the 11th anniversary. But Becky Lynch versus Raven Creed. Or who knows? Maybe Lyra Valkyria will come back as you know, the way Jeddy and Finn came back, and she'll face off against Raven again. You know, they had some great matches, and of course, who can forget that match? You know what I mean, in Cork, Neptune Stadium, when Lyra beat Raven Creed there at Neptune Stadium. So who knows what will happen? But we're looking forward to seeing who Raven Creed will face in the coming months, and she will be a dominant force for sure. Right,
So
let's
yeah,
talk. Sorry, Matt. Yeah.
Raven Creed is the OT Women's Champion. But when you mentioned Lyra Valkyria, like, what is she doing these days? There's an awkward pause. I was like, what is she doing these days?
WWE Raw superstar. Yeah, that's pretty big. OTT World Title match, guys. Big Damo defeated Renee Dupree, and let's be honest, guys. Renee Dupree is a guy that we know quite well. But Big Damo and Renee had a big match, and yet again there was a lot of respect after the match. You know, there was a lot of you could see there was a lot of kind of, you know what I mean, good vibes between the two of them. But it was good to see Renee. He looks $1 million, guys. And was someone saying he's still only quite young? He's only 40 or something.
Yeah, he'd be
Yeah,
bang. He's about bang on 40. It's
yeah,
Yes.
he was 40, so he was in a WWE in his early 20s. So,
he was
uh,
19 years old when he won the WWE tag belts.
no way, really,
Yeah.
wow, know
I,
that.
I, I honest to God think they thought they were getting a future world champion with this fella.
Yeah, like do like the first French WWE World Champion.
I just think didn't work out for whatever reasons. It just they tried and started him about 10 times. It just didn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ruin it. I thought he was gonna come out with his foo foo dog.
Yeah, yeah, I thought the same. Yeah,
Yeah. Uh, for my review, I actually enjoyed the match, but I'm not calling anyone out, lads. It just feels like the vibe of the arena just went down. I think
that's after the
uh,
Michael Aku match. That's what I'm saying. What happened earlier?
that
Match
that was
placement.
so, yeah. So I enjoyed the match. It was a big one, but like unfortunately, I wouldn't say it was the one of the best matches of the night. I'm going to be honest. Respected Big Damo. I met with him, respected him, but I think it's because the fans wasn't into it at the
I was
time.
just delighted that he did the French tickler. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that's now his trademark, like.
Do you know what it
Yeah.
was? There was two big brawlers having a big brawl of a match. It did
Proper
exactly.
heavyweight contest.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a lot of power moves, and it did exactly what was required.
Yeah, the two big men just flapping each other's meat.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah, no, look, it's great to see Renee Dupree. Renee, always an honor seeing you, my man. Big Damo, a specimen and a half, a dominant OTT world champion. And look, we're looking forward to seeing what's next for Big Damo. And he's at RCW actually, isn't he, this weekend? Yeah.
Yeah, he was put in
Yeah,
the four-way. Yeah, he's in the four-way
Yeah.
or three-way.
It's good. It's good to see Big Demo back in home soil of Ireland, and he's more frequent around here as well. Let's talk about the non-title tag team match, the Judgment Day, which is Finn Balor and JD McDonough defeated the Social Elite, and this is the match that everyone came to see, the match that everyone wanted to see, the match that has been built that send shockwaves across the Irish scene. This was a huge match, and guys, what a match it was.
Yeah,
yeah.
even the opening sequence with the music, that was quality.
Yeah, they were playing an Irish cover band of the other side, Judgment Day's theme song, which I thought was just class. There
Yeah,
was a build up of it, just everyone getting into it because they legit when they have like a big name like Judgment Day, the same over John Moxley, they just love building up the big entrance. So fair play.
yeah. This was the hottest I've. I was debating whether this was as hot as the Jordan Devlin Walter match. I don't know.
Mm.
It was very close though. It was special. This is probably the most magic. If you are watching wrestling, or if this is your first live show, this is incredible.
Yeah.
Just everything about it,
Uh,
everything. Even the whole Balor was getting everyone excited up, and they were just. Even the finish was brilliant as well. It was just superb.
It was a perfect match.
Yeah, exactly, and it involved a lot of people with the guys who ran in. It involved
Paul Tracy, yes.
Paul
So Paul
Tracy
Tracy
and
has been
Scotty. Yeah,
he trained JD McDonough,
yeah,
and
and
then
Paddy as
obviously
well.
he good friends with Finn Balor, yeah. But the fact that Paul Tracy came out and he could have turned on JD and Finn, and then Paddy Morrow came
Yeah,
out then,
yeah,
and he could have evened the score. That was a beautiful touch, and I know it meant a lot probably to Paul and Paddy as well to be involved in that match. But guys, it was a perfect match, and everyone felt it.
yeah,
yeah, I think I actually was looking back on the footage I took, uh, and I saw the sign says, and the sign says, Gunther still fears our Irish ace. So I hope that a certain company go WWE sees this, be like, yeah, we're gonna get him in a match with this one because that's just unreal knowing that OTT remembers all these moments from Finn Balor and JD about how far they came. So I think it's an unreal moment for the both of them. If we're gonna be honest.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
I believe that Triple H is heavily invested in history. I think he's a fan of the indie scene, and I think JD is well aware that Triple H knows about that match with Walter and OTT. There was one or two matches I think they actually had, but I remember Walter in the basketball stadium. It was like it was as big as the National Stadium, if you remember that, Phil. It
yeah,
was the
yeah, I
time that
do.
we
Yeah,
actually
but
met
I think the
Walter.
other match was the better one at the National Stadium.
Yeah, but my God, the history between the two of them is incredible. And I did like the way JD could have said on Twitter, we will be back in a sense,
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see what that means. But for now, what a card. So yeah, so many
Out of
hoods.
10, what would you give that out of 10, lads?
honestly, I think it's kind of tied with the Michael Orr match, if I'm being honest now. Just because just there was so much put into it. If you if you followed for Irish wrestling for so long, you would love that match even more.
Yeah.
If out of 10, I'm gonna say 8 or 9 out of 10, if I'm being honest. And that's actually me being honest now.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I'd say
Yeah. For
seven.
me,
I'd say seven.
the actual match or the card
The
itself.
care itself.
Yeah. See, the thing was that this card was jam packed, and when you announce Balor and McDonough, that's all everyone's really going to talk about. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But I
exactly.
think I do agree in the sense of, like, you know what I mean. I think every match was brilliant. There was no real bad matches. I think the rest was always given 110%. I think maybe Phil, you kind of hit the nail on the head maybe with the layout. There was matches that could have maybe happened prior or before. I think there was 4 or 5 matches before there was an interval. So I think maybe they could have had
I
an
think the
interval and then
intervals,
maybe had
the
three.
interval was too late as well.
Yeah. That's the only thing I can really say. I think overall the excitement was incredible. I
Yeah.
think the fans has always played their part. I'd like to see a bigger merch room. I'd love to see, where we met Moxley. You know the way
Yeah.
you do a meet and greet. There's a room, a big kind of bar area. I'd
Yeah.
love to see the wrestlers set up their merch out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you'd have more space to kind of
Yeah.
get at. I was trying to get an autograph for Grado for the small guy, and it was just fucking packed. You know what I mean? And there was guys kind of pushing, so I just took Leon away. But it's besides that, it's always unreal. But if they done the merchandise and stuff in that room, kind of the other room,
Yeah.
but then again, I think that's where the wrestlers get ready or something. So I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
I know we don't have one left, but
Yeah, because when you mentioned about like how rare, I thought you meant as in the Judgment Day match. But I think for me, it has to be for the card about a 7 at
yeah.
least. Because my thought is that the match, the card was great. I absolutely love it. I was buzzing for it when I showed the actual card of it. But I think it's just the pacing that they were doing. I think again, no disrespect to OTT, but I think they would have like did about a layout, as in maybe they're aware of what the audience is going to get into. So maybe start off with the Michael match, or even start off with the Judgment Day, even, and that's gonna be a big one, even. So maybe proper layout, in the fans' responses. And like what Jerry said, yeah, the merch hole, I think they need to sort that out. I think because I remember when I bought the T-shirt, I think I bought it to one guy, and then he said, "Is this the line to the bathroom?" And I'm like, "No, this is the autographs." He had to move around, so it's kind of like very complex. So yeah, it's like Jerry said, I was like, yeah, if they move it to the bar area where they do the big group of Moxie and Kenta, that'll be it.
Yeah, I'm just I was just looking at something there, but I'll get to that next show. So yet again, guys, quickly before we go, sorry I got sidetracked there.
yeah,
Rebel Cult
I do
US.
have one thing I want to say. I want to before I forgot just before because we've no time.
Yeah, yeah,
I just want to have a big shout out there. Chris Bay got seriously injured last night.
yeah.
It looks bad, lads. I don't know how bad it is, but he got emergency surgery. I think he landed on his neck, I think.
Yeah, we've seen
So
that.
they
It
want a
was,
speedy recovery as fast as possible.
yeah, Chris. We're all thinking of, yeah, Chris Bay. He's been on the show with us here as well.
Yeah.
Great guy, and it's yet again, it just comes to show like you can't, please don't try this at home. There's a reason that's always published across. These are performed and trained athletes that get injured. So Chris Bay, we're thinking of you, my man, from all of us here at WrestleSlam the podcast. Yet again, guys, we will be back on next week. We've got a couple of interviews this week, guys. So just stay tuned. We've got a few things in the pipeline, but do keep an eye on our Instagram page, please, because we're going to be uploading some old interviews. We've got fucking hundreds of interviews that we've done the last 7, 8 years, and
TikTok,
they're all going to
Instagram,
be,
yeah.
yeah, they're
Yeah,
all going to be put back up. There's going to be snippets.
yeah. For those of you, I think we will say like, yeah, we have a TikTok page as well. I run it. We put up a lot of great content on it. I think I got a message from someone saying like, I don't think you're the legit WrestleSlam. I was like, no, we are. That was we on TikTok as well.
Time's up.
Yeah, so do check it out, guys. We will catch you soon from everyone here at WrestleSlam, from Jerry, Phil, and Matt. God bless. Be safe. We'll see you soon.